Nurse Sue here, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to throw together a Salsa Verde casserole, okay? So this looks like a lot going on, just hang in there, it's not so bad, okay? I just have a lot of things prepped ahead of time. So let me start with what I have in the bowl here. I have 1.5 cups of cottage cheese blended. Now don't leave me already, you guys, I promise. Once you put in all the spices and the flavorings, you will not taste that cottage cheese, okay? I promise you, you'll be good. So I've got 1.5 cups, and I went ahead and blended it. I felt too lazy to clean my blender today, so I just used this thing and got it as smooth as I could, okay? So you just kind of want to blend it so you don't have those chunkies. In here, I'm going to add 4 eggs now. And then the next thing I'm going to put in here is I have 3/4 cup of Salsa Verde. So you use whatever kind you want to, doesn't matter. Then I'm going to add, let me move my vegetables out of the way there. I'm going to put in here 2 teaspoons of taco seasoning. I like taco seasoning, so mine might be a little heapy. Love taco seasoning. I'm going to do a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I like to do salt and pepper to taste because everyone likes different, okay? A lot of times I put very little salt and you can salt it when it hits the table for you. So I don't like to do a whole lot of salt, but I'm going to hit it with just a little bit here. Then before we add the next thing, I'm going to go ahead and just whisk this a little bit so that I can get those eggs mixed in with the cottage cheese good. I actually should just get my little blender, that would work too, and I could just blend it all in here. All right, so we are all mixed up here. Now the next thing I'm going to add is some leftover chicken. If you are vegetarian though, you can easily do this without meat. I was actually going to put broccoli in it. So you could definitely change it up. You don't have to use the chicken. So no worries if you're vegetarian, leave it out. Put something else in instead. Okay, let me scoop this up and get it out of my way. And it's just leftover chicken. You can have like chunks of chicken, you can do thighs, doesn't really matter. And then beside that this is just some mozzarella cheese. So I'm going to put a good fair amount of that in there, and then I'm going to leave the rest of the cheese for on top of it. Here I have a couple peppers actually cut up. Now, the recipe says a green pepper. Well, reality is I don't have green pepper, and quite frankly, I don't care. We're just going to make it work with whatever kind of pepper I have, which happens to be orange and red. The next thing I'm going to add in here is some zucchini. It does say about a cup. I'm just putting lots of vegetables in here. This recipe is really good. It's low calorie, low carb, really high in protein though. With those eggs and that cottage cheese, if you're struggling to get your 90 to 100 grams of protein in, this recipe is going to help you do it because it's loaded with protein between the eggs and the cottage cheese. And then if you add chicken, you have more as well. Now remember, when you cut up your zucchini and your peppers, don't throw your tops and your little scrappy pieces away. I keep those in a bag, and I keep this in the freezer. All kinds of things in here. There's onion peelings, there's ends of onions, there's carrots, Brussels sprouts, the ends of those. I put them all in here and I freeze them. And then when I have time, or a whole bag or maybe 2 bags, I'll go ahead and cook that down and I'll make my own vegetable broth, okay? Super cheap. Why not reuse those things instead of just throwing them in the trash? So that stays in my freezer until I have a weekend day, and then I'll just cook it nice low and slow, strain it off, and I've got vegetable broth. Okay, quick scan to make sure I have all of the ingredients. That's it. Okay, now I'm going to put this into my baking dish. Scrape this in here. Actually, I think this recipe is going to be really good. I'm going to make this, and we're actually doing a road trip. So I am going to freeze these. I have little silicone containers that I can freeze them in, 1/2 cup and 1 cup. And I'm going to freeze these in those, and then I'll just vacuum seal them or Ziploc them and take them with us so that we have some nice meals while we're gone. I like to eat out because I'm a foodie. We love food, trying new restaurants and all that kind of stuff. But it just gets expensive if you're going to be gone for very long. So I like to try to do these kinds of meals ahead of time. Freeze them in those silicone containers, and then just take them with us and in the hotel cabin, wherever we are, You can just heat them up really easily. Just topping this with the rest of the cheese. I'm going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. And that's all. Super easy. High protein, low carb, low calorie. You can't beat this meal. You could also divide that up into lunches too if you were meal prepping. So give the recipe a try. As always, let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping by my kitchen today.